Ladies and gents, welcome to another random world. I love this map, and I can already see that this is very different from the previous version. So for those that haven't seen the previous versions, you absolutely should, because they were all good. And the idea is it's a real world, or, well, not so real world map, but the generation's different each and every time. The players are going to start off in different locations. They start with villagers, they start with transport ships, and they start with kings. And they have to decide where they start based on what they see, which, as you could see, is not very much. So it takes a very long time to get that information. Now, the way I'd like to introduce this, because I've covered quite a few of these now, is I'd like to talk about how players can move around on land. And you could see there's a very big water area through the middle here. So it seems like in the middle of the map to the southwest is mainly water, which means that anyone who sets up camp in the south and wishes to pass to the north or the east is going to find it difficult there, and they will mainly have to go through these crossings. So there's maybe, there's a land crossing here, and then there's a land crossing here to get elsewhere, but beyond that, I think water is going to matter an awful lot here. Okay, players are choosing their spots right now. And again, they're probably choosing their spots based on, just where their villagers spawn. I don't think they really get to have any information on what's out there. But let's introduce the players, okay? In the purple, we have Papa Silk. Papa Silk playing as the Bengalis. And Papa Silk is over here all alone. Yes. Which, well, might be lonely. But I also think could be very helpful for survival, which is kind of the name of the game here. No one is over here in the west with Papa Silk. Papa Silk's got lots of room to breathe and expand and move around. Other people, they don't necessarily have the same luxury. In the north, we have Salatnor playing as the Dravidians. Close by to Salatnor, we have Bestial Steel. This is Bestial's first community game ever. Bestial was extremely nervous. And I'm sure seeing so many people close by, that's not going to help. Right next to Red, we have a Sensitive Boy. Sensitive Boy usually comes off as someone who's a little sensitive in the games. I've covered some games with Sensitive Boy before. And Sensitive Boy also said that they were concerned about this one. And, oh, God, right next to them is freaking DronkGoat. Okay. His first community game in 5 years. We just explained how he came back to the community 2 weeks ago. He's a mod of mine. We actually retired him as a mod, but forgot to remove his access, and he's back, and he's been doing great. But I do recall him being somewhat chaotic, and he did just declare war on everyone, which is probably a mistake, but if memory serves me correctly, DrunkGoat is always a bit of a wild card, so I don't know what happened. He declared war on everyone, which I think is because maybe people didn't ally him, or maybe he misclicked it? I don't know. Oh, God! Oh, no! Oh, my God, he almost killed Orange's king. Dude, do you even know? He doesn't even know it's exploding kings. Listen, guys. I can freaking tell you, he doesn't even know the kings explode. He almost killed Orange, and he almost killed himself, right? The explosion would have ended him. Okay. Sensitive Boy calls him out. We'll see what develops there. And then towards the south, we've got Green, Smallhead. Smallhead playing as the Portuguese. And then in the yellow, we have Dave645 playing as the Sicilians. Oh, and we did miss one person. We did miss Maud, who is on a tiny little island-looking area here. And the dock is also right next to the TC, which is rather cute, playing as the Lithuanians. So, I mean, we've got, 5 people that are kind of cramped up next to each other. 3 here, and then 2 more down here. And we'll see if that benefits people or not. Because, in this case, because DrunkGoat decided to just enemy everyone and almost killed Orange's king, this could very well mean war. But I would say that it actually is beneficial to start next to somebody so you can have a strong ally. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. We'll see how this goes from here, but do want to say thanks again to Hank live stream. Salute Hank, please, because Hank made this map, and we've just been loving it. It's so fun. I love how every single time we do it, it's just a completely different generation. And it also, you know what I like about this map? This may offend a certain percentage of the player base. I just find it way better than the Earth map. Or like there's the Earth map, and then there's like another world map. And I say it because I feel like those other maps I mentioned have too many resources. And so, you know, you don't need to rely on trade. You know, it just... And there's also... I find some areas that are just way better than others. Which, you know, maybe they're going for realistic scenarios. But it feels like this is a bit more balanced. And like I said, it's not like, you know, everyone's not going to go to the same area. So... Now, for the players, it probably sucks that they don't know what the map looks like when they start. That aspect has got to be really difficult, but I think it adds a lot of flavor. And so, yeah, excited to see how things play out here. And we obviously have a little bit of time for questions and whatnot, but I think it's notable that DronkGoat is still enemy to everyone. Sensitive voice is not cool. Red says what is happening. And DronkGoat not exactly making himself all that endearing. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but he says, slow down there, Dave. You'll stress yourself out. I don't know. Why is Dave now laughing? Was there a transport somewhere? What happened? I don't know why they're talking about that. Oh, the score. Ah, yes, the score, of course. That's the obvious one. Okay. Well, if there's one thing I've ever learned in my Age of Empires career... Ooh, nice job there from Red to de-aggro the boar. If anyone named Dave is top scorer at this point in the game, don't look too much into it. I don't think it's something you need to worry about. It's just my experiences, so... We do have some chat, though. Smallhead says, can anyone read Dave's chat? I think he's muted. And Dave says, can you hear me now? Okay, so they're just making sure that they could chat. Let's see how things go. Red using the style points, bringing in the board. Good stuff. But, I mean, no one has really, you know, pointed out the fact that DrunkGoat isn't allied to them. And rule number 1 of community games is ally everybody. The reason why is because usually everybody tends to ally everyone. And if you're the one person that doesn't do it, that is most likely a sign that you cannot be trusted. I would also never suggest to use the neutral selection because, again, you're the only person who didn't ally them. You're the neutral. They think you can't be trusted. But DrunkGoat, I don't think, had the worst of intentions. He says, DrunkGoat, just talk to me. I want to be your friend. And then Red's saying he can't read chat because he can't focus. Yeah, there's just a lot of things happening here, okay? Sensitive Boy says, you almost killed me, which is just the perfect potential YouTube title. DrunkGoat says, sorry. I will be your best friend. Well, you did almost kill them. So I'm not sure if that could be trusted. He says, we can win together. Again, I feel as though that DrunkGoat is probably, he just doesn't know the meta these days. Sensitive Boy says, are you being serious, though? And DrunkGoat says, of course I am. Okay. He says, I'm a goat. Goats can be trusted. No, they can't. Goats are wild, dude. Goats cannot be trusted. Goats will just randomly attack people for no reason. Don't ask me how I know. Orange says, okay, I am very trusting. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Look what Purple just did. He says to everybody, only to you. I don't know where anyone is, but I'll be there when you need me. Just shoot a message. Oh, hold on. I think that is some next level Diplo from Purple. Okay, I'm going to explain what just happened. See, Dave goes over now and says, thanks, same to you. And Red says, only to you. Okay, okay. And there may be more responses. Okay. And now Gray says, we can be friends. Oh, Purple, thank you, Papa Silk. I've been preaching this for years, and people are finally starting to do it. Okay, here's what happened. Yes. So if you're chatting, and you do the little asterisk symbol it goes to everyone, and it will say all in front of it. Now, Capture Age doesn't have the way to pick this up, so Capture Age just puts it there anyways. But most likely what he did was he went to the chat settings and just selected everyone manually, meaning he didn't use that symbol. So it shows up to every individual that he said that without making it obvious he said it to everyone. Does that make sense? Gray Gray says we could be friends. Purple says my first friend. Gray says first is always the best. And Purple says my wife says different. Okay. Well, Papa Silk is certainly a character. And it seems like green and yellow are also going to be buds because they are next to each other here. And yellow even points out mutually assured destruction with these kings. So, speaking of kings... Wait, no, bro. This is the guy... Salatnor said... Well, I think he's trying to get home. Okay, so Salatnor said that he really wanted to watch Germany play the Euros and forgot that it was happening and said that he had to make this quick. And there's 3 people here. And so I was kind of concerned that maybe he would just, you know, delete himself there. But he's going to do his TC. I just got concerned. Okay. And he says just passing. T90 passings in chat. I love how one comment from Blue Coffee back in like 2016 or 2017 just feels so relevant even in 2024. What a legend, dude. Love the guy. So DrunkGoat's trying to find some friends. It's awfully tough if you have an allied people. Now, Sensitive Boy says ally me to DrunkGoat. And I think DrunkGoat maybe is a little drunk. And he realizes now, oh crap, I'm enemy to everyone. And he's going to ally everyone. That's my prediction. He allies Smallhead. He allies Papa Silk. 2 people he did actually speak to. And, well, I was wrong. He's still going to have a bit of a target on his back, it seems. And he still has an allied Sensitive Boy, so. Red, kindly asking Orange to save some stone for him. And Purple points out because we missed it. And he says this just for our benefit. Don't worry, Silk. We didn't see you die to a boar right under your TC. Thanks, Tristan. You're the best. Well, Purple, we didn't actually see it, funnily enough. You thought I would notice it and make that joke. But you could have gone by without us noticing that. But now we know, so what can I say? You're a noob. And you might be like, hey, don't call your viewer a noob. He said I'm the best. I feel like that gives me one opportunity to make that joke. One time. So, you know, Red points out something very clear, especially with this expansive farming eco. And he says space is a bit of a problem, which I would agree. Sensitive Boy, for the 3rd time this game, is now asking this DrunkGoat to ally. Did say he is a very trusting individual, but how trusting can you be when someone tries to kill you and then doesn't ally you 3 times over? DrunkGoat finally accepts the alliance. Remember, guys, it's really hard to chat. Very, very hard to chat. And hard to get things right as you're also booming here. Look at this, though. Red says, is Teal friendly? And Sensitive Boy says, no, he is bad. So, DrunkGoat not trusted because of how this game started. Gray also asking Red about friendship. I think Gray's position could be pretty good if Gray makes TCs elsewhere. At this stage, you have a lot of vision on the world because of being allied with people. I don't know what that bug is. That's super weird. Look at that Capture Age bug. It's like this TC is under construction. But yeah, I would say bring Vils over here. Like, when you're in Castle Age, you really want to expand as much as possible. Blue is doing pretty good so far. Lots of fishing ships out here with the Dravidians. I actually think Dravidians could be one of the best civilizations for this map. Really good navy, strong siege, elephants too. And Gray reaching out to Green now saying, I'm close to you. Would you be positively inclined for an alliance? Smallhead has expanded. Smallhead's dropped TCs around. Pretty big-headed move. Well, I guess saying it's a big-headed move implies that they're egotistical. I mean like a a big head, a big-brained move. A smart move from Smallhead to expand the eco. T90 official, what's the point of exploding kings? What do you mean? Do you mean why do we do it? How does it work? Basically, what I feel is nice about exploding kings is the fact that a player who's getting picked on has a way to punish the person picking on them. Even in death, you have a way to control the game. But yes, if a king dies, soon after, there will be a massive explosion that destroys everything. So that's basically how it works. I like the way Gray chats here. Gray is always so thoughtful. Hi, Celador. I saw you found my beautiful town. Would you like to be friendly neighbors? Purple says, is everyone silent? Feel like I'm out of the loop here. And DrunkGoat says, I'm so dumb. LMAO, I built 2 blacksmiths. Dude, Goat has the same energy that I remember from years ago. He really does. It's just missing the chat to people, not really allying everyone. I don't think 2 blacksmiths is actually a mistake, by the way. You know, it can help you get some extra upgrades later on, but maybe not at this point. He says stream is going to be laughing at me. Well, not for the blacksmiths. Maybe for some other reasons, DrunkGoat. And Blue says, you're the best goat I've seen. And Gray says, we are all here for their amusement. Oh, man. So, 94 eco for Smallhead. 82 then for Dave. Everyone else around the 50s and 60s here. So, it definitely feels like these two might be the strongest force in the game. They are leading economically, which implies that they're the stronger players. Also, Dave's about to get 3 relics as well, which is pretty sick. And they're right next to each other. Portuguese could also be insane here. Dropping lots of Navy could be incredibly strong. So, you guys want to hear a story real quick that involves DrunkGoat? So, in 2016, I was going to England. I forget if I was going for Age of Empires, because there was Escape Gaming had their studio in Manchester. I think it was for a different reason. I think I was just going to England, right? And I decided to host a London meetup, right? Anyone watching from the UK right now? Anyone like relatively close to London watching? So a big London meetup, right? I wanted to host. To give you an idea of how long ago this was, I announced it to my whole community. Got some people around here who could possibly make it. Okay, cool. Well, we had 7 people and myself. And it was a good time getting to catch up with people, getting to meet people. Community was much smaller. DrunkGoat was one of them. And we didn't do anything fancy or anything. We went to a pub and had a drink or 2. But one of the viewers, his name is JDC. I haven't seen him in years. I don't think he's around anymore. He got a cake that fed 50 people because we thought there were going to be more people. So he brought a 50-person cake. It had the T90 Woo on it. And we sat it down on this little picnic table in the back of this pub with 8 of us. This massive freaky cake. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the story. It was a good time, but DrunkGoat was there. I went to some different areas in the UK with DrunkGoat and Smarthy, who's also an old mod. Now, DrunkGoat says, Red, I don't like that castle. Remember, Red was told that DrunkGoat is an enemy, and Red has never been DrunkGoat's ally based on their alliances here, so... And Sensitive Boy is very happy that Red is doing this. He says, you are amazing, you are my hero. And DrunkGoat says, you don't want to do this. Well, he already did it. This may start a battle between these guys. Now Red allies Teal. Huh? Why won't people ally me after they castle drop me? Maybe that's a warning shot. He says, I set you to ally. Okay. We'll see what happens here. Did you have a pint with the cake? I don't actually remember. I just remember feeling a little bad because, like, we walk in. It's just, like, 8 nerds. We walk into this pub on, like, a random Tuesday or whatever. And we walking around with this massive cake. And I remember asking, like, the bar owner or whatever if we could just, like, ghost it out back or whatever. And he I don't think he enjoyed us being there. It's been a long time. Wow, so Blue actually chatting. Only to you want to be friends until the end. Wow, and a lot of people responding. So Blue's doing the same trick. Guys, at this point, if they don't say your color, they're just doing the trick. FYI, if you play a community game. Because this is happening every week now. The meta is evolving. Oh, wait. Orange says that's not very personal. Orange realizes it's the trick. Oh, that's great. Orange actually calls him out. That's amazing. I mean, I don't know if you want to do it that way. Because it could start a war, but okay. A sensitive boy here every week, pretty much, so. Papa Silk is correct, by the way. He says, oh, wait, hold on. Purple also says, I already tried that trick, but half people didn't answer. And he says, I think we are in a great position covering this West End, and Blue agrees. So it's going to be purple and blue, and I agree the West is really strong. Now, Red, for whatever reason, allied DrunkGoat after the castle drop, and then DrunkGoat just still wants to be enemies. And now DrunkGoat is going to push Red, and Red's still in Castle Age. So DrunkGoat might be correct that Red will regret this. And I should remind everyone that if the king dies, there is a massive explosion. And if there's an explosion here, it could be problematic for multiple players. And Red, first community game ever, says, really, Teal, I allied you, okay then. And now DrunkGoat is also going to be enemies to Sensitive Boy. You remember at the start when I said that sometimes when you start next to people, it can be good or bad, depending? Well, this is an example of it being bad. Whereas green and yellow are a clear example of it being pretty good. They have worked together here. The DrunkGoat, who's bottom score right now, says, being attacked by orange and red, and he might be hoping for some type of support from blue. I don't know if blue really wants to make many enemies, though. If blue is actually planning to work with purple here, it might make sense for blue to just kind of let DrunkGoat defend on his own. Salvatore does say, Jesus, come to me, so he seems a little bit concerned. Or maybe he's trying to find God, and he doesn't care about DrunkGoat at all. Who knows? But it feels like DrunkGoat's in a bad position, which, you know, they started in an area where there wasn't a lot of space. And also there wasn't a whole lot of peace and friendship here. And Red's going to dive in with the Hussars here. Hussars could be pretty good with the Turks against ranged units, but the upgrades aren't all in yet. I imagine Red is just trying desperately to defend his land, defend his friend, Sensitive Boy, who is also going to build up some stables now. But the upgrades for DrunkGoat are pretty good. The Trebs have done a pretty nice job. And DrunkGoat's Treb will survive. Also, DrunkGoat's Treb is about to hit a goat. Oh, so close. It can happen. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Goat hits the goat. Ah, okay. One more. Goat hits the goat. Nope, but it can happen. Wow, yellow actually turns on red now. Yellow turning on red. Green turning on red. Everybody turning on red. This is his first game, guys. This is his first community game. You bunch of bullies. But it's about that time. We've got organ guns. We've got sergeants and red. Probably looking at the screen right now like, what did I do? Why me? But remember, the South, like, if you're trying to move to the North, this is the path that you take. Like, this is just a really unfortunate position. Let's see if Red's King dies here. If Red's King dies here, this could be a big problem. And there it goes. Okay. So Red out of the game. The countdown is on, and there will be an explosion. Now, the explosion won't actually immediately damage blue or teal or orange. It will catch remnants of their economies, though. And I think yellow sergeants may explode. Let's see. Sergeants are pretty slow. It's hard to run away. And there we go. Big explosion. Well, salutes in chat. Someone has to be the first to go down. I think red's position, I didn't think about that until that attack. Just really poor because of being right smack dab in that opening. Sensitive Boy just says, help me, frowny face, and says that to everyone right now. So Sensitive Boy wants some support from DrunkGoat. I would say that DrunkGoat, he might still have some problems, though. I think the Cavalier could clear up his army. His army's not the biggest. And people are trying to find out how red was killed. And Gray also mentioning that Smallhead's got some ships and is saying this over the orange here. So someone says it's a good thing DrunkGoat had 2 blacksmiths because he lost one in the explosion. I'm very aware. Very aware. I love how blue is all over the map. Look at this, guys. Blue is just taking gold and stone and wherever he can take resources. Salatnor has really expanded well this game. I think Salatnor's score is probably not as high as it will be once military's made. Resources are looking pretty good, but Dave's resources are looking better right now. I kind of feel for red because I feel like red was just trying to defend himself and defend orange, and then red ended up getting killed off. Red is going to be rooting against DrunkGoat here. If DrunkGoat would have woken up on the other side of the bed, these guys, we would have all been, they would have lived in peace and harmony together, and they would have been working together here. Who do you want next, Dave? To Smallhead. So what, does that mean Dave makes the decisions in this relationship? Okay, well now Dave says I'll follow your lead, so apparently Smallhead makes the decisions in this relationship. All right. Well, they're working together, which is a great sign for those two. Very good sign, but neither one wants to be the one to decide. And DrunkGoat just got a quarter of his base exploded. Just played a big hand in killing someone, and now he wants to start some trade. Smart thinking, but Blue says I'm already there. Already started that trade. We've got lots of trade cogging on this map, which is what I like. I like to see the cogging. And they decide on going for blue next. Well, I mean, yellow and green are score number 1 and number 2. They're working together. They might go directly for blue. And if they get there, we'll see if blue's prepared. I'm noticing there's not a lot of military buildings for blue. Blue's done a great job expanding, but doesn't seem ready for any attacks. The king is actually over here, by the way. And the king is now moving. I think blue might see this. That is actually a crossbow inside of that castle. So that is a fake. We've got navy. We've got organ guns. We've got trebs. I mean, blue's going to need some support fast. And blue is eco over here all of a sudden. And now DrunkGoat's getting attacked. And DrunkGoat's only true ally was going to be blue as well. So DrunkGoat could be in trouble here. And his king could die. The trade is definitely not going to work all that well. He's trying to trade through the battlefield right now. And Gray, things have been pretty silent for, but Purple reaches out to Gray. They're chatting a little bit. And it seems like Purple doesn't trust Blue all that much, or doesn't think Blue's going to be alive. Blue is running right now, trying to escape. Got to keep track of that king here. We are both with Blue, so we could plan something before we die to Dave or Smallhead. And, you know, Orange is attacking DrunkGoat for reasons we understand. And now DrunkGoat says, Green, save me, please. So asking for a little bit of mercy here from Green. But I think, like, green and yellow are just going to be far too preoccupied with the utter destruction they're dishing out in blue space right now. So I just don't know if they're even going to have time to see the chat. Guys, it's a wild thing, okay? And I'm being sarcastic here. It's a wild scenario that the two people who decided to form an alliance because they're next to each other and work together are making progress here. It's wild how that works. They also have played very good, right? They've also seemed like really solid players. Have a lot of experiences. And Purple says, I need you alive, so take care of that king. Just saw him out in the open. Yes, the king is in the TC now. Nice job from Purple. But will Purple actually fight? Is Purple going to assist here? It feels like Purple is maybe prepping to make elephant archers, but doesn't want to show them yet. Yes. Wow, orange now turns on blue as well. You know, Sensitive Boy may end up being allied to yellow and green long term. I think Sensitive Boy is pretty annoyed that blue took his land here. And so Sensitive Boy says, hey, that's my land. Get off my lawn, Salatnor. Still not a lot of army for Salatnor. Still no help from teammates for Salatnor. Big problems. It's just like army versus no army. I don't know what else to say at this point. It's panic time for blue. And gray and purple are supposedly allies, but they're not here to help. They have the buildings, but they don't have the guts. And purple says, blue is getting rolled. We gotta go here. So yeah, I think they're gonna prepare and make a force here to deal with this. Meanwhile, Siege Onager on the way here for Dave. Dave's doing a great job. You do have to think, though, like, yellow and green are right next to each other. Will they make a move on each other? If they're the top two, there might be a point where they change their minds and start to turn on each other. And look at this navy from purple. I didn't see this. And now blue's going to turn on yellow, going to turn on orange, and going to turn on green. So finally realizes to change that. Can the navy come through here, or is it stuck? Ah, looks like it can actually come through. That'll be helpful. That'll be really helpful. That should defend this pretty easily. Gray's going to join in and attack yellow. And I think they might be able to hold here. Blue is fleeing right now. Dangerous to be out and about. But it currently running through an ally's base means things should be fine. DronkGoat is here. I think he's trying to escape. He's brought 4 villagers and he's brought a king. So he can reboom. But he also could just go boom. With exploding kings. So depends which boom the others have in mind. DrunkGoat is asking Gray for help, despite not being allied to Gray in the first place. So, you know, that whole situation's still not helping. But Gray is, in many ways, helping, at least against yellow and against green. And I think DrunkGoat will probably survive. I don't know where DrunkGoat will go, but everything should be fine for this king as long as he gets out soon. All of Green's Trebs are exposed, which Gray should kill. But he's allied to Green? Oh. Well, that's a just passing moment if I've ever seen it. Green is attacking your pal here, Gray. Maybe Gray didn't realize, or maybe Gray wants to raid. Here go the Hussars. DrunkGoat is just completely trapped. Like, he's got nowhere to move. There's no resources anymore. Like, he needs to get out of here. Sensitive Boy is still annoyed. And now, I think DrunkGoat just now realizes that he wasn't allied with Gray. And he allies him now. But after 629 years, it could be rather tricky. We've got some paladins now in Yellow's eco, which Yellow might not realize. That could be 30 villagers down in the blink of an eye. And Green's still taking out some buildings here, but Purple's ready, guys. Elite Elephant Archers with Bengalis. I think missing some armor, but I mean, just with all the attack upgrades, they're insane. So Purple won't make much more progress. And I could just see if enough players rally together and work together, I could definitely see Smallhead and Dave being the targets. They're two top scorers. They just made a big play on multiple players. There's lots of reasons for them to be the targets now. Gray just hasn't changed yet. Gray's only against yellow, so these Trebs are still doing something. Which would kind of annoy me if I was purple, but I don't think he knows. Ooh, wow. Gray actually has Hussars killing trade cogs over here. And this is getting very messy. Yellow's got a big navy. He's also killing trade cogs from the others, which means trade is going to be limited for everybody. Oh my god, Blue, your king is here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Run. Oh my god, Yellow has no clue. Like, Yellow's not even looking for that king, I'm pretty sure. That king chose the wrong island for a vacation. Oh my god. Saladnor gets killed by the cannon galleons from Smallhead. Now, those are Portuguese cannon galleons, which I guess are affected by ballistics. I don't know if I've ever seen that before, but they're gunpowder affected by ballistics because of their unique tech. Extremely unfortunate there for Blue, and Blue just, you know, crashes out of the game as Gray could soon do so as well. Dang. Look at this hillside farming economy. I mean, if it wasn't for all the pain and suffering we're seeing around the world right now, this would be a very peaceful place. Many of the other units out there wish they could retire there. What do we have going on here? Gray not attacking, says Purple. Grace is literally in Yellow's town. Smallhead says my homie Dave doesn't have a leash. And Dave is taking some losses. Something's not quite clicking here for me. DrunkGoat is running around in Purple and Gray's base. Yellow and Green just have so much navy. Purple needs to come deal with this. So as if this wasn't already difficult enough, DrunkGoat says, okay, who will give me king a glorious death worthy of a T90 stream? I request death by petard. Guys, does DrunkGoat know it's exploding kings? I keep feeling like there's a slight chance he doesn't know it's exploding kings. Like, he didn't necessarily... He wasn't that affected by the earlier explosion. He might not have been looking at it. This is the first lobby game he's played on DE, and DE came out in 2019. He was gone for years. Someone says, I don't think what day of the week... DrunkGoat knows what day of the week it is. That's maybe a little accurate. DrunkGoat says, will no one give me death by petard? And Purple says, don't you dare die in my base. And Sensitive Boy! Yeah, Sensitive Boy! He's like, I'll do it! Yeah, he says, where are you? I'm still wondering, though, does DrunkGoat knows that if he just dies here, it could really ruin Purple? Oh! 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 Green is dead! Green is dead. Beautiful play, and Dave was realizing that Smallhead could become a problem, and so he kills off his ally. What a betrayal there. He does apologize. Smallhead says, and here I thought I was ahead. Well, you were ahead. You were a Smallhead. And now you're dead. A deadhead. Okay. Can I actually go back? We need to see how exactly that happened, because the king was out in the open, right? Why was the king out in the open? What was the situation here? Why is the king moving that way? Was this a mistake? Well, it looks like he was maybe running because there was attacks. And so the king is maybe going to the north to be safe. Ah. Okay, so the king is going to the north. I bet you Yellow didn't really plan this out. I think he just noticed it because he's looking at his siege onagers, right? And here comes the king, here comes the king, here comes the king. Obviously, we're a little bit behind, so we'll just keep going. Here comes the king. And Yellow's like, wait a second. That's a king. This isn't near my base. This is a perfect opportunity. And splat. Yeah. Nice move from Yellow. I mean, Smallhead's going to be regretting that one because it felt like a Smallhead could get into this castle. Maybe things would have been fine. DrunkGoat says, I'll bring my king to an agreed location. So they're going to make some type of a... What is this, like a swap? A ransom deal? Oh, God. The king is out. Oh, God. DronkGoat just wants to die on his... You know, have some say on his terms here. Here he goes. He's trying to run. The king has been attacked. He can't save himself. He can't get in there. And the king's going to die. So that's it for DronkGoat. Yellow gets yet another kill this game. That's actually 3 kills for yellow now. And purple's base is going to be exploded here. Purple needs to evacuate. Purple did notice this. Purple does know. And there will be an explosion that purple should survive from. Yeah, purple will lose a lot of his base, but the king will actually survive. And at least the army will survive, which is all something. DronkGoat now in my chat says, I've never played. He says, I honestly had no idea what this game mode was. Well, that was clear to us at times, DronkGoat, but it's good to have you back to community games. How are they supposed to kill this many elephants? Oh my goodness. Yellow, you've got me. Let me live and I'll betray. Ooh. He's offering to betray gray. Look at those arrows. Look at those arrows. Look at their little feathery caps these elephants have. We can win this if gray is gone, he says. And yellow says deal. Interesting. Yeah, because we've got 4 people left now, but a lot of alliances have been broken, right? DronkGoat never really had an alliance. Sensitive Boy had an alliance with red, but he was killed. Sensitive Boy is like soft allied to yellow maybe, but not really. Purple and gray was the only real alliance I thought was remaining. Like, I thought that they were going to be pals, but now this chat is making me think otherwise. I also don't know if gray is that big of a problem here. Let's quickly look at stockpiles. Yellow has 2,500 golds. No one else remaining has over 1,000. Yellow is clearly the favorite. The score obviously shows that. Gray is being a real pest to yellow, so it makes sense that yellow would want him gone. And actually, great job from gray. Yellow's down to 44 villagers. This is really bad for yellow. And look at purple, people. Look at purple. This is great. He says, hey, I think I bought some time with yellow. How's your army looking? Ready to go for him. Just yellow, then orange, and we win. Yeah, sticking to the team. Great Diplo. Yeah, tell the person that, you know, is really your biggest threat that you're friends with them. And then back your boy. I love that. Yellow asking everyone but gray, do you know where gray's king is? But sensitive boy, he actually needs a friend. He's actually a friend of yellow's. Yes. And he says yes. So let's see how it goes. Now, gray just continues to try and raid with hussars. Eventually, there's not going to be many vills remaining for yellow. You could just see how awkward his economy is. Sensitive boy says, if I ping, is it just to you? Yeah, if you have someone on selected via chat settings, the ping will only go to them. So right now, he's only chatting to yellow, so... Remember, orange is allied with gray, so he could look in gray's base, and he could look for castles, which there are none. Or he could look for TCs, and he could look for flags. And this is the only TC gray has, and this is the only flag on any building gray has, so it's pretty obvious. Oh my god. Purple is just tricking him so hard now. He says, hey, do you have gold? I need it for trebs. And he says, thank you, making gold for future. So purple just got gold from yellow, even though purple's going to be killing yellow soon. Pretty smart. DronkGoat, by the way, I'm going to just tell you this. I think it's going to become clear if you rewatch later. Basically, you broke rule number 1. Rule number 1 of community games is always ally everyone at the start. And so you were basically the only one that wasn't allied with people. And you tried to kill somebody. So those things add up to you not being a good boy in their minds, right? Everybody's allies. Everyone's chilling. And then they look at the settings. It's like, oh, he's enemy to us. Okay. You know. Well, he ran into my TC, not my fault. It is your fault because you shot it. You tried to kill it, which would have killed you, by the way, because there's an explosion. So that would have been really funny. But yeah, I get what you mean. I know it's been a bit, so. Look at Sensitive Boy. He says, I'm willing to be a pawn in your plan. I'm all alone drinking my beer. Well, hold on. He's talking to Purple now. Purple says, brother, you're killing it. He says, how? I drank like 2 sips and have been shaking ever since. Oh, you can tell the beers are here. Hank to you. 11. So, Orange said he was willing to be a pawn in the plan, but he actually said that to Yellow. But I think he was trying to say that to Purple. So it seems like it might be a 3v1 soon. Oh, wait a second. Yellow, everyone asking me to attack you. Uh-oh. Sensitive Boy is snitching. Purple, you got too cocky. You tried to get everyone else in on your plan. You should have just stuck with the 2v2. Uh-oh. I mean, it makes sense. Sensitive Boy should be teamed with Yellow. They're next to each other, right? Yes. And so now, this sneaky move that Purple's planning might not work out. Yellow might expect it. By the way, Gray has been fighting this whole time. Can we please salute? Gray has been fighting nonstop, and he's just like, am I going to get help here? He just said, any help? Like, Purple's just been, you know, sitting there twiddling his thumbs, waiting for his master plan to play out. But it has been Gray who's been sniping villagers and all over the place, moving with these hussars. So I think Purple will be on the way, and I think it's going to be a 2v2, unless, of course, they change their plans. But I just saw a mass evacuation of vills. I wonder, oh my god, is that worth it? Have you ever seen 32 villagers drop off boar meat at a mill before? Well, there's a little bit of bumping. You're going to have to wait your turn here, guys. There's only so much food available. But I wonder if maybe they're running out of wood soon. Last time we played this, they ran out of wood. There seems to be some areas. There's not a lot of areas with wood, honestly. Oh, God. Big fight here. Right in the middle of the map. And Sensitive Boy says, should we eliminate one more person before Yellow? And Purple now says, this is about his friend, right? He says, Gray is weak, Hussar only. It'll be easy after that. I can snipe him easily after we kill Yellow. So Purple's trying to paint the picture that he is on everyone's side, and he is going to be working with them and them alone. He has essentially tried this with everybody. Hold on. Was there something... What's happening? Purple said that to Yellow. Hold on. Was there an attack? Davy turns, drops the ... Oh, wait. He just missed it. He messed up the chat settings. He says to Yellow, I can snipe him easily after we kill Yellow. Oh, God. And then Yellow ... And then Purple says, caught me. I thought there was a transport. Oh, goodness. Classic. Purple got too fancy, man. He got too fancy. And he's been caught in the lie. And he doesn't try and explain it away. All right. Well, right now, like with military, Gray's got a massive force. He's got halves. He's got hussars. It has primarily been Gray. There's still Sensitive Boy. I'm still thinking that, like, Sensitive Boy might try and kill Gray. Gray is a super easy snipe if Cav could come in here. We're not seeing any movement yet. He's just chilling. Purple's just been chilling as well. Like, it's all they've been doing is just chatting away. Maybe stabilizing their eco. Maybe some things that we're missing right now. Ooh, oh, Purple. Yeah, you deny that lumber camp. Let's go. Purple actually has Navy down here. I did mention before that I think Navy in this middle area could be really important. And Davy's got some Navy. So maybe that's why Purple's also massing his own ships. Yeah, that must be where these players are looking. Lots of galleons coming this way to snipe the cannon galleons, and Yellow's going to lose his Navy there. Purple now saying to orange and also to gray, I'll get the cannon galleons, long journey, which is true. It takes a very long time to get there. Purple's done a great job at finding and keeping friends. Think about what yellow did to his friend. Yellow sniped Smallhead when he got the opportunity, right? Purple's done a fantastic job gaining friends through, you know, all the madness here. Yellow is just a victory of his own success. Sorry, a victim of his own success right now because he's top scorer. He's shown that he'll backstab people, and he looks like he's tough to kill, so everyone will gang up on him, making it very difficult for him here. Unless the others turn, which I don't think will necessarily be the case. They're looking for Yellow's king right now. Purple isn't... Is Purple allied with Yellow now? I'm very confused, but Sensitive Boy is about to turn on Yellow, and Yellow turns on Sensitive Boy. It could be that Sensitive Boy was here to help, but now he turns on Yellow as well. Not a fight he wants to be taking, though, against that many Cavalier and Halbs. I'm still very confused with what just happened with Purple. I think he... I don't understand why exactly he's not attacking. Green's units are attacking him from the dead. Things are awkward here. And Yellow will hold. And maybe it was neutral, so the units aren't automatically attacking for Purple. These elephants, they've been recharging their batteries for some time, and they are on the way. So we'll see in 10 years, guys. Those elephants will be there eventually. Can you imagine if the elephants get demoed? That would be sick. Gray says, let's attack together, and preferably not in my town. I think he sees Purple here, and he doesn't trust it. But that is genuinely Purple's best way to get to the fight. Can Davey hold here? He says, I'm coming on lands too. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is just something they really needed to do as we have a pause. Oh, shoot. I feel like my game might have dropped. Well, as long as it keeps playing, I'm not going to touch anything. Normally, if that happens, that could be a game drop. And Purple says, oh, my lag. I thought I dropped. Okay, so... I mean, there's a lot of things happening right now. Let's go back to stockpiles. 3k gold for Purple, 2k gold for Yellow. They have trade units. It seems like Sensitive Boy does as well. Gray has no trade, but is the food to spam Hussars. And Gray says, I was scared. I guess because of the lag, but they're starting to make progress against Yellow. I mean... What we just saw over the past 5 minutes, Gray attacked Yellow on his own. Purple attacked Yellow on his own. Orange attacked Yellow on his own. So what they said is correct. They need to coordinate. They need to attack at the same time, and then it's different. These elephants finally getting here. It took some time. And Yellow should realize that the writing is on the wall and try his best to kill somebody because he's not going to be able to do it when 3 people coordinate. Big boom, big boom, big boom, boom! We love those demos here. Gray points out that someone researched treason. That was Yellow. So he'll get the notification. Everyone will get the notifications, and Yellow will now know where those kings might be. Progress being made, though, from Purple. These elephants need to stay off the shoreline. That could be a bit dangerous, but otherwise they're going to kill everything Yellow has. Wait, Sensitive Boy dropped. Oh, no! Oh, no! Sensitive Boy has very sensitive internet connection. Oh, so Sensitive Boy disconnects. Now, there is still a king, right? You could still kill that king. And there could still be an explosion, but that means there's 2 people now left against Yellow. Dang. That's very unfortunate for Sensitive Boy. Gives Yellow more of a shot, though, doesn't it? I mean, remember, to get over here, he has to transport. He can't... There's no actual legitimate crossing there, so... I think that just makes it so difficult. And if anyone was going to ever ally him again, it was probably going to be Sensitive Boy. The Sensitive Boy is now dead. I saw a little bit of movement on water from yellow, but nothing crazy as purple continues to advance. Yeah, sensitive boy, sorry about that. Obviously, game's gone on far too long. It'd be tough for us to restore and do all that, so... Guys, who wins this game? We got 3 people left. It feels like yellow is the strongest player, but he's being teamed up on. I see him massing fires. And he seems to be sending them down here towards the south, so he might try and transport something. Oh! 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 What is the king doing here? Villagers! Villagers block! And if you just said yellow when I said who wins this game, you would be greatly mistaken. Gray snipes the king. And yellow pays the price for, I think, taking a risk. I think he maybe wanted to send his king to a transport down here. And Dave is dead. Those villagers did not like that king very much, so they saw an opportunity to block the pathing, and they did that. I wonder if these two even noticed that. Oh, God! Purple, don't bring your king to the battle! What a foolish mistake! He had his king in a castle. He had Trebs in the castle. His king is on the front lines. Oh, my God, Purple, this would be an epic fail. I think he just noticed. He just noticed. The king is running home. Oh, man, can you imagine? Thankfully, he noticed that. They did notice yellow's gone, obviously, because they're attacking each other now. And purple's king is back to safety. The hussars and the halbs and whatever else, you know, gray's able to muster up here. We're going to go after these elephants, and it's about to go down. The navy's coming home. The elephants are coming home. And the king is not too far away here for Gray. Gray's king now ejected out of the TC. Now in the open, but, you know, it does feel like if purple can't get to that he is slowly losing his elephant archers. Maybe there's a chance for Gray to hold on. And Gray's now on the way to hop into the TC. But purple is on the way with navy. And definitely knows, right? Like, is bringing the elephants here because he saw the king run? And is maybe bringing the navy here as well because he thinks the king is in there. I mean, the elephants are slowly going down. They're getting a ton of kills, but slowly going down. Remember that purple actually has gold income because of trade, though. So I guess, like, getting food's going to be tough if your eco's not great, which it isn't. But he does have some farms, and he still has so many more elephant archers. And, you know, whether it's a community game or a 1v1 or a team game, like, Bengali elephant archers are just so tough to kill. Purple says, build a wonder. Is he suggesting to Gray to build a wonder right now? The Gray says, with which resources? And Purple says, all. That'd be pretty next level to bait your opponent into spending 3,000 resources on a wonder that wouldn't work. Look at Purple try and loop around here, guys. Trying his best to cut off this king. He's been waiting for this moment for a long time. He sees the king, and the king is dead. And Purple, with his early alliances, his long-term planning, and his patience, gets the job done with a little bit of help of Sensitive Boy's computer. Obviously, Sensitive Boy dropping out and might have made it a little bit easier there, but well played here from Purple. Guys, earlier in this game, I said it's amazing what can happen if you stick with an ally and work with them. And I know that this is maybe bad timing because Purple did eventually kill Gray at the very end. But that makes sense because someone has to win. But throughout the other stages of the game, Purple and Gray, they communicated, they worked together, and they seemingly trusted each other. Whereas I'd say that trust was something that was lacking in the other areas this game. You know, it just trust initially with the whole DronkGoat red and orange situation was awkward. And then also Davey might be regretting now killing off Smallhead when he did. If Smallhead was still alive, I think it would have been fantastic. But Smallhead, of course, was too strong, and Yellow felt like that was his chance, maybe his only chance to snipe Smallhead. So that's another random world in the books. This one did have a lot of water. You know, looking back, this was not the position you would have wanted to start in because that's where all the land pressure was going to funnel through. I didn't think about that. I did mention the crossing, but I didn't think about what it'd be like to live there. Seems like purple lived in a pretty good spot. Starting all the way over here, kind of out of the way. Nice and tucked away from the rest of the world is pretty good for him. But he played it well. And remember, he did the chat tricks. He used a lot of diplomacy this game to make it seem as though he was someone to be trusted. And I'd say most of the time, he was actually someone to be trusted here. So, great stuff there. You look at the KD, sensitive boy. There you go. There's something to be excited about. Did actually have the best KD in the game. Salitnor. Not the best KD I've ever seen, but unfortunate for you because I think you spread out very far and you weren't expecting to be attacked when you did. I also think a lot of the units that went down might have actually been to your own King's Explosion. I don't exactly recall. That was actually really smart. Like, he still has docks and he still has TCs everywhere, but he just simply wasn't there. And also the other thing, I didn't feel like purple and gray were that helpful. I feel like they kind of just let blue die, which of course benefited them. But yeah, maybe blue was expecting a little bit more defense there from the team. Great job from the players who really went the furthest in this game to trade. In Davies' case, to get the relics as well. There obviously wasn't a ton of trade, but it is always very important in these games. And that's about it. So YouTube, let me know what you think of Random World. Let me know what you thought about this game, obviously. The beauty of Random World, in my opinion, is that the generation can be different each and every time. And then, of course, you combine that with bringing in players who are mostly different every time. Also just spices it up each time. But yeah, another Random World in the books. A fun one, if you ask me. And a map I still very much like. And will be bringing more to people in the future, for sure.